So the storms have passed, the power's back on, you've put your generator away thinking you're in the clear. But let's face it, it's only a matter of time before the next power outage. That's why today we're covering 7 critical tips to help keep your generator running like new and ready for use when you need it the most. Hey guys, John here with Backyard Maine. I've been in the electrical industry for over 40 years and I've seen it all, from generators that won't start to expensive replacements. This video and these 7 tips are all about making sure your generator is reliable and ready for use every time you need it. So let's jump into it. Tip number 1, don't shut off your generator. Well, at least not right away. Let me explain. Most gas contains ethanol, which can gum up your carburetor over time. If this happens, you'll be left with a generator that either won't start or won't run correctly when you need it. This is what I do. After each use, I shut down the generator by turning off the fuel valve and letting it run until it stalls. This clears any gas out of the carburetor. Depending on your generator, it can take a minute or 2 before the generator stalls. Once it does, then switch the generator to the off position. If you're storing your generator long term, running it dry is especially important. Now, I learned this the hard way when I had to take my carburetor apart and clean it out after it got gummed up. A quick 60-second step can save you hours of hassle and aggravation. But if you didn't shut your generator off this way, don't worry. One of the next tips is going to give you that opportunity. Your generator is a valuable piece of equipment and it's vulnerable to moisture, dust, and extreme temperatures. Which brings us to tip number 2, store your generator in a clean, dry location. Left in the wrong environment, it could rust, corrode, or even become home to mice who chew on wires. It's also common for generators stored outside and not run for long periods of time to start but not produce power. There is a method called flashing the field that may bring your generator back to life, but it certainly isn't something you want to be doing when you need your generator during an outage. If possible, store your generator in a covered, dry space like a garage or a shed. Make sure it's accessible though, so you can get it out quickly when you need it. Also, consider this. Keep your generator out of an area that may become flooded during stormy weather. Proper storage will extend the life and the reliability of your generator, saving you time, money, and lots of aggravation. Another important step that's often overlooked is tip number 3, periodically test run your generator. Hey, I get it, we're all busy, but generators do not do well sitting idle for long periods of time. Test running your generator every few months keeps the parts lubricated and ensures there are no unpleasant surprises. This is what I do. Every few months, I get the generator out and let it run for 10 or 15 minutes. I put a load on it, usually powering up something in the shop. This helps verify that it's generating power and working properly under load. When it's running, pay attention to how it sounds. Is it running smoothly or are there any strange noises? I once had a generator making an annoying clicking sound. Turns out the spark plug needed replacing. Little noises can be early warning signs. A test run is good for small engines and it's good for generators. It also gives us a chance to check for issues and get them repaired before the generator's actually needed. Before we move on to the next tip, I want to thank Home Title Lock for sponsoring today's video. And I'm glad that they did, because I think this is actually a public service announcement. Have you heard of home title fraud? Criminals can steal your home's title, borrow against it, and even sell it, all with a single piece of paper filed at the county. Pretty scary stuff. The FBI calls this house stealing and they warn homeowners to stay alert. That's why I trust Home Title Lock with their triple lock protection. It provides 24/7 monitoring of your title, sends urgent alerts for any changes, and if you are a victim, their US-based restoration team will correct it for you. So even if you have insurance or identity protection, it's not enough. Home Title Lock monitors your property to stop fraud before it's too late. You want real protection? Check out Home Title Lock and safeguard your most valuable asset. You can sign up today at HomeTitleLock.com/backyardmaine for 30 days of protection for free and a comprehensive title history report to make sure you're not already a victim. That's HomeTitleLock.com/backyardmaine or by using the link down in the description. And tip number 4, use a fuel stabilizer. If gasoline sits too long, it can become unusable. Fuel stabilizers keep it fresh and ready to go, which works great for generators that may be sitting unused for months. I use Stable and I've had good luck with it. I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to check it out. This small bottle here will treat up to 20 gallons and this large bottle will treat up to 80 gallons. You can add the stabilizer to your gas can according to the instructions and then fill up the generator tank. This way, every time you refuel, you're protecting it. If I know a storm is coming, I'll have a few 5-gallon cans ready to go. A little bit of stabilizer goes a long way, keeping your generator ready to go without having to worry about stale fuel. Now, the next 3 tips are maintenance related, super important and often overlooked. Which brings us to tip number 5, check and change your engine oil. Always check your engine oil before every use. Many people forget this step. Most modern generators will now have a low oil cutoff for this very reason. So if your oil gets low, your generator will stop running. But aside from checking your oil, it also needs to be replaced periodically. Oil lubricates the engine, preventing wear and keeping parts moving smoothly. Engine oil will break down and become dirty over time, which can cause damage or premature failure of your engine if it's not replaced. How often should we change our oil? Check your manual, but most will recommend changing the oil after the first 5 hours of operation and then every 50 to 100 hours of use. Use the type of oil recommended for your generator to ensure the maximum performance and reliability. The next tip is often overlooked, but it can make a huge difference on how well your generator runs. Tip number 6, inspect and clean your air filter. A clean air filter lets your engine breathe. Dirty filters restrict airflow, leading to poor performance and even engine damage. Check the filter when you test your generator, or at least once a season. Clean or replace it if it's clogged or dirty. It's really simple to do. It only takes just a few minutes. And if you live in a dusty area, you may want to consider doing it more frequently. The next tip may be something that you didn't even know about. Tip number 7, check and clean your spark arrestor. The spark arrestor on the exhaust prevents sparks from exiting, which could ignite flammable materials that are nearby the generator. It also ensures proper exhaust flow, improving efficiency. Mine is underneath this cover and it's a bit hard to see. It's just a small screen that covers the exhaust port. If you're inspecting or cleaning yours, be sure the engine is cold before you start because obviously the exhaust gets very hot. They can become plugged with carbon over time, but they're generally very easy to remove and clean with a brush. Even a toothbrush will work. If they get clogged, you'll start having performance issues. So give it a quick inspection or cleaning before it becomes an issue. I clean mine at every oil change. Think of it like this. Taking just a few minutes here and there to maintain your generator could be the difference between a seamless power backup and scrambling when the lights go out. I'll link a video here covering the 7 deadly mistakes that people often make when running backup generators, and another one here covering how to wire a generator connection to your home. Thanks for watching, my friends, and remember, staying prepared always beats getting caught off guard. I'm John from Backyard Maine. I'll see you next time.